Okay, if you agree with Addie, we had Thunder Cake and Thank You, Mr. Falker. So if you liked Thunder Cake, Thank You, Mr. Falker, raise your hand. You like that one more? Wow, that's like half the class. And if you liked Thunder Cake more than Mr. Falker. Ooh, Thunder Cake was more about the weather and her family. So, whereas Mr. Falker was more about school and getting better at something and having that connection with her teacher. So, I liked both. And did anyone get to watch the video that was about Tomas Rivera? If you didn't, that's okay because we were able to read about Tomas Rivera in our Journeys book. So that was fine. So the reason I want to do a Venn diagram is because this week you heard about two famous authors. One of the authors you learned about was an adult author. He wrote about adult books, but he also wrote about his life. Whereas Patricia Polacco wrote children's books, books that we read in class, picture books. She actually drew her pictures, which was pretty cool. Oh, Kenzie, mute yourself. So Patricia Polacco, she wrote children's books about her life, and Tomas Rivera wrote adult books about himself. So I want you to remember what we learned about these authors or what you read in the books, or well, watched and listened to since they were videos, and you'll help me make the Venn diagram. So I'll switch over to that. Just so you know, I'm not really looking at the chat room because I can't really see it while I'm presenting my screen, but that's okay. Can I have Natalie give me a thumbs up when you can see my screen? My beautiful Venn diagram. You see it yet, Nat? I'm doing peace signs, so hopefully you can see it. Can you see it, Riley? Oh, thanks, Gabriella. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. All right, my friends, this is a Venn diagram. We've seen them a bajillion times. You actually did fairy tale Venn diagrams way back when with Gingerbread Men books and with Three Little Pigs books. And we did a Venn diagram comparing our explorers a couple weeks ago before we went off to spring break. A Venn diagram, in my opinion, so it's what I think, right? In my opinion, Venn diagrams are some of the coolest ways to show what's in your head because it's literally mapping out what this one person has, what this one person has, and what they have in common. So you could do this about, you and your sibling, or you and your cousin, or maybe mom and dad, or, Miss Remitz and Smokey. I don't know. A Venn diagram can be used for so many things to compare so many things. And so today we are comparing authors. How are they the same and how are they different, right? Who can tell me the names of the two authors that we read books from this week? Well, we didn't read the one man's books, but we learned about him. Anyone remember? They have very interesting names, so it's okay if you can't. You want to try, Adi? You can try.
Polacco.
Oh, you're so close. Patricia.
Yeah.
No, that is totally awesome. I'm impressed you got her last name. Patricia. Oh, wait, no, two. Polacco. I got distracted for a second. Patricia Polacco. And do you want to guess the other one? It's a man.
No thanks.
Okay.
I want another person to guess.
Okay, we'll call on Steven. Steven, you take a shot at it. So we have the girl, Patricia Polacco, Who was the boy? We learned about him on Monday.
I forgot his name, but I do know Patricia Polacco's name. That's why I was raising my hand in the beginning.
I'm going to give you a hint. T. O. M.
Tomas.
There you go, Adi. Tomas Rivera. It's hard because if we were in the classroom, I would be showing you a lot more about these people. So I appreciate you being very flexible with me as we only get a little bit done with these two authors. So if I wanted to compare Tomas and Patricia Polacco, I would say there's something in the middle here that I should put. And in the middle, it's how they're the same, because their two circles are crossing here. So something that I already know is the same about them, boom, they're both authors. An author is a writer. Oops, both authors. Is there another thing that they have in common? Sometimes for me, it's easier to see what they have in common, but I bet for some of you, it's easier to say what they have that's different between each other. So if anyone wants to press the button, I saw a couple of you had yours already up, but it went away, so. And I think, Kenzie, you probably still don't have the button, so if you don't, you can just unmute yourself. But Samarth, go ahead and give us an idea.
They, for fame?
Sure.
They wrote about their life. They both.
Ding, 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 ding. Samarth, that was the best answer you could have given me. So they both wrote about their lives. That's amazing. That's what's special about these two authors. I mean, when it comes to like whoever wrote The Gingerbread Man and whoever wrote Three Little Pigs, they both wrote about fairy tales. So the reason that these authors are special is because they both wrote about their lives. Thank you, Samarth. Anyone else? Go ahead, Ruthron. You can do same or different. It's up to you. Make sure you unmute yourself. You okay, Ruthron? Do you want me to call on someone else while you get it up? Okay, how about Allison? Or is that you, Ruthron?
Thomas was a librarian.
Ooh, so very close, very close. So Tomas, we learned, liked to go to the library. So he wasn't a librarian. That he was actually... Ruthron, what am I? Ruthron, I hope you know what my job is. Oh, wait, you made me write librarians. Liked libraries. But my friends, what Tomas Rivera did as an author, he was also a teacher. Because Patricia Polacco wasn't a teacher. Is there something that Patricia Polacco did with a teacher, though? I did say I'd call on Allison, so I'll give you a chance, Allison, to go ahead. Try and think about the Journeys book we read. Try and think about what I told you about Patricia Polacco, what you saw in the books about Patricia Polacco's life. Man, I guess our mics aren't really working today. Adi, I'll call on you again, bud. Thank you.
Patricia, Polacco read with her teacher and learned how to read with her teacher.
I knew you would remember that, Adi, because you liked reading that book. So, Patricia, she couldn't read. Well, or at least she had trouble reading. Patricia thought or had a lot of trouble with reading. So while Tomas Rivera loved reading, it was easy for him, she had a lot of trouble with reading. And you said her teacher helped her? All right. Ooh, who helped Tomas Rivera? So Patricia Polacco's teacher helped her. Let's see, who can tell me? I want to make sure that Kenzie's not over here raising her hand, is she? Oh, go ahead, Kenzie.
His grandpa helped him.
Kenzie, you have a memory times 10. That's amazing. So, oops, I spelled his name wrong. Tomas's grandpa helped him read or come up with stories?
He helped him come up with stories that how.
Then he went to the library, which is what Ruth Ron told us about. Tomas's grandpa helped him come up with stories. Nice. Does anyone have an idea of what they wrote about? So they both wrote about their lives, but maybe what were their books about? Because I think their books were definitely different. Patricia Polacco and Tomas Rivera did not have very similar lives. They had very different situations. Go ahead, Gabriella.
Patricia Polacco was not from the same place as Tomas was.
Yeah, that's true. Tomas was born in Texas. And then Patricia Polacco was born in Michigan. Do you remember what she wrote about? Or here, I'll jump to Natalie. We haven't heard from Natalie today. Thanks, Gabriella. Natalie, do you remember at all what these two wrote about? It told us a little bit about Tomas and a little bit about Patricia.
Patricia liked to draw and Tomas liked to read.
Right. So even though they were both authors, only Patricia drew for herself. So she liked to draw. And he liked to read. Patricia wanted to read, but it was just too hard for her. He liked to read. And I think I'll give two more people a chance, but then I'll let you know what they wrote about. Go ahead, Steven. You can try again, bud, since I know we kind of robbed you of it earlier. Go ahead.
Patricia Polacco had a bully and Tomas Rivera didn't get bullied.
Oh, okay, there you go. She was bullied. That's sad. She was bullied for being different. And he was not bullied. Do you remember what their stories were about, Stephen? If not, it's okay, and we'll jump to Yenna as our last chance.
Patricia Polacco's story is about one of them was Thunder Kick, and it was about she was scared of thunder.
Ooh,
and
okay.
the other Patricia Polacco one was about school, and she didn't know how to read, and she got bullied for that. She didn't know how to read in first grade.
Ooh, so you got Patricia Polacco. Awesome job. She was scared about thunder.
And Thomas Rivera Rivera, one of them was about that his grandpa taught brought him to the library, and he gave him a library card, and he learned how to and he read a bunch of stories, and then he was an author and a teacher when he was older.
Wow, I'm happy how much you remember from our story on Monday. You know what I noticed while you were talking? We said that Tomas Rivera's grandpa helped him, but Patricia Polacco's grandma and teacher helped her. So that's kind of interesting. Thank you. Kenzie, I see you're unmuted. So Kenzie, did you want to share before I give Yenna her chance?
I
just noticed you were unmuted.
I forgot to mute myself.
Oh, okay, because I know you didn't have your hand button thing. Go ahead, Yenna, bring us on home. Look at this, we got a lot. Almost wish I didn't write a marker. Don't be like Miss Remitz. You good, Yenna? Oh, there she is. I wonder about Tomas Rivera.
I thought Tomas Rivera helped. The books helped him write stories.
Oh, well, that's true. So Tomas, it's kind of like dominoes, like how each one hits one. So Tomas's grandpa brought him to the library, and then the books helped him come up with more stories. So Tomas's grandpa, and I'll say, and books. I gotta squeeze it in there. And books. Look how tiny it is. And books helped him come up with stories. Thank you, Yenna, for clearing that up. That was a very key part. I'm happy you mentioned that. My friends, the one thing we forgot is what Tomas Rivera wrote about. He wrote about his family picking something. His family picking. Oh, what was it?
Crops.
Close. Put an O there. Crops.
Crops.
Nice. A crop is like a vegetable or fruit. You know, corn is a crop. It's something that farmers grow so much of that they need a bunch of people to come in and pick it. No. And so Tomas Rivera wrote a bunch of adult books about that. Ooh, so that's one thing. We could say Tomas Rivera, he did adult books and she did kid books. Oh my gosh, I ran out of room. Everyone pat yourself on the back because we just did an amazing Venn diagram. Thank you to those of you who called out some answers. I appreciate that. Make sure that today, while I'm going to turn back over to my personal screen, make sure today that when you're doing your work, or if you're ever reading a book, try to think about the author and what they're doing in their story. That was just kind of why we did that Venn diagram. But today I want to make sure that you finish up your packets because next week we're learning about that special long O vowel pair of O-W, O-A, and I'll even show you O-E. I have some cool new games to play on the computer, so all of you have to warm up your fingers and get ready for that. But also make sure you send in your Flipgrid today, okay? I'm going to let you actually go. Unless any of you have questions, totally feel free to stay in here. But I'm going to let you go now to make sure you finish your packet. If you want, you can do your Flipgrid now or later. But make sure you get watching my game show. Ooh, 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 everybody. Touch your head because I'm telling you something very important. You have to suck up what I'm saying and put it in your head. The commercial break in the game show cuts the game show in half, okay? So the first part is the questions, and after the commercial, it's giving you the answers, because I'm not there to give you the answers. So pause the video if you're not done answering the questions, okay? All right, you can put your hands down. I told you that. But the commercial break's pretty silly, so I hope you enjoy it. It'll probably make a lot of you get up and dance or something. That's my hint. But my friends, I'll let you go. If any of you have questions about place value or about your packets, hang out in here. But thank you so much for your flip grids yesterday. You killed it. It was amazing. So go ahead, unmute yourself, and you can say bye. Bye-bye. Bye, my friend.
Bye.